Lukoil will not to purchase 50% of the Caspian investment. According to finance experts, this is a result of the Kazakh government's attitude changes towards the foreign investors. On the other hand, they suggest it may be a part of the thoroughly thought-out plan to leave the major mineral assets under Kazakhstan's state management.
Russia's Lukoil has sold its 50% share of the Caspian investments to Indian companies in 2007. It stopped investing in Kazakh venture, which the company representatives refrained relating to the risk assessments. The Kazakh authorities' treatment of foreign investors has worsened, say specialists, as the financial inspections became more frequent lately. Lukoil, though, claims it got rid of the shares from common benefits point of view. So to speak, Lukoil is expanding the horizons of the project by its decision. It gives opportunity to other investors to realize themselves in expanding their businesses, explore new markets and new assets. Unlike 3 years ago, the Caspian investment assets are not that attractive today. The capitalization of several Kazakh companies has dropped down significantly. But in general terms, the country is still in the center of foreign investors, except it became more difficult to do a business here. The worsening of investment climate will significantly affect the national economy, say experts. The Kazakh government's actions towards the foreign companies playing in local market are considered far from friendly. This has definitely affected the Lukoil's decision. What's going on in the raw material market of Kazakhstan is considered as the resource nationalism policy, which implies the state owns all the resources. Most likely the Caspian investments will be soon owned by the Kazmunaygas. Especially after Lukoil got rid of its shares, the cost of company assets dropped down by 20%. It's quite possible that the Kazmunaygas is interested in these assets, and time will show what will happen next. It will take a long time as it involves a lot of money, but we don't expect a quick solution of the issue. The cost of the Caspian investments assets has been devalued as twice since 2007 and went down from $1 billion to $500 million. In case if Kazmunaygas will be interested in obtaining the shares, the competitors will have to give up, of course, if they still want to play in Kazakh market.
The neighboring Kyrgyzstan has expressed its interests in receiving tourists from Kazakhstan. On Friday, the acting Economic Regulations Minister Emil Umutaliyev has assured that visiting Issyk-Kul by tourists is absolutely safe. The Kazakh tourist agencies also insist that it is safe to travel to Kyrgyzstan. The next report has more. Kyrgyzstan's new authorities encourage Kazakh tourists to visit Issyk-Kul this year. This time the official delegation is joined by the acting Economic Regulations Minister of Kyrgyzstan Emil Umutaliyev, who has insisted that there is no reason for Kazakh tourists to be concerned about their safety in Issyk-Kul. In our turn, we assure you that all the measures on tourist security provision have been taken and tourists are safe throughout the summer season. The Kyrgyzstan delegation has promised the facilitation of the customs and border control procedures for tourists, while the security provision efforts will be reinforced in the recreational areas. For these purposes, the authorities will locate additional 120 police officers in the region. Of course, there won't be tanks on the shores. We will give the confidence and comfort and safety feelings without employing the tanks. In the meantime, the Kazakh political scientists be cautious about their safety when traveling to Kyrgyzstan before risking their lives because of the high officials' promises. The clans which have been provoking the conflicts in the south have not been neutralized yet, and the Kyrgyz government cannot fully guarantee the security of foreign citizens in its territory. The General Director of the Central Asian Democracy Promotion Foundation Tolgana Umutalieva suggests there is a little chance for stabilization of situation in Kyrgyzstan until next year. I think that the lootings will continue despite such insistence of the authorities, and I don't think the situation is yet fully under control. According to Umutalieva, the recent interstate conflict involving 4 resorts leased to Kazakhstan may spoil the attitude towards Kazakh tourists. Despite how popular the Kyrgyz government's statements may be, it still doesn't ease the tension between official Astana and Bishkek. Meanwhile, some Kazakh citizens may not have good health conditions for tourist endeavors. An Almaty resident has finished an experiment quite risky for the health. During 1 month, Dmitry Potashov attempted to live in accordance with the minimum substances level. 7 kilo weight loss and critical level of insular diabetes. This is a result of Dmitry Potashev's monthly campaign. The Almaty resident has voluntarily started a living wage diet, which is equal to $88 per month. For 30 days, Dmitry consumed meal in accordance with living wage set by the state, which covered the pasta, rice, dried fruits, and even a little bit of meat, plus monthly flat rent fee and transportation expenses. Well, the 450 grams pack of pasta lasted for 4 days, about 400 grams of potato a day and 300 grams rice for 10 days. In total, I consumed 1 kilo per month. This is a food enough for half a day. During the first half of the month, Dmitry Potashev has become very popular. He is in the center of media's attention, and the blog, which the activist leads on the internet, is visited by 16,500 times. Many visitors have left solidarity comments saying they had to survive just like that during studentship. Ordinary citizens say that the life standards have gone behind the state's social programs. This is not realistic. Look at the prices, the utility service prices. Only the maintenance fees for the house make up about $110. I spend about $80 a month for transport only. This amount is miserable now. It is impossible to survive for $80 a month. I can understand if it was $200, $250. The economy experts feel sorry for the experimentalists. According to Miryat Mamutova, the law on the living was outdated long time ago and requires immediate reconsideration. She believes that such indexes determine the other economic indicators. The living wage law has been adopted quite a long time ago, back in 1999, which implies somehow correspond to the real situation if the person can really live up with such amount of money, how much money the budget has, and it includes the pensions and minimum wage. The experiment is over and Dmitry Potashev can now return to his normal lifestyle. At the same time, he'll have to wait for authorities' reaction to his campaign. Meanwhile, unlike many Kazakhstan citizens, cannot choose and continue coping with the living wage. These were all the latest updates for today. Have a good weekend. Goodbye.